Welcome to another theory video. This is on makeITsimpleTT, so I hope you learned something in the process. Let's go. Types of signals, kind of simple. The data is transmitted from one point to another by means of electrical signals that may be in digital or analog form. Okay, what that means is when we send signals, we send signals in the form of waves. When you hear my voice, it's because your eardrum is vibrating to the wave pattern. A computer, however, could only see things like this, discrete. So it will only see 1, 0, 1, 0. Whereas here we'll see 1.1, 1.5, 2.1, blah, blah, blah. And it'll have different values as they go along, right? So analog signals is the transmission of a continuous radio wave. This is like sound, light, video. Digital signals, they have a discrete set of values and they're given two ranges. So computer equipment would use digital signals. So let's look at them. An analog signal goes up and down, 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 up and down. And it will have grades or graduations. So it'll have like a gradient. With a digital signal, there's only up or down, or up or down, which should be 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So this is what a computer understands. This is what a human understands. What are birds doing up at this time? Okay. All right. When digital data is sent over from an analog form to a digital form, so when you have to convert from analog to digital, you must be able to do something called modulation. Modulation means you are taking the stuff that's analog and passing it through some sort of device that when it comes out, it's going to be digital. Right? The reverse process is conversion from digital to analog. Yeah, so from digital to analog. Digital to analog, this is modulation. And then from analog to digital is demodulation. Yeah, right. So the communication between the world and a computer has to go through this box. And the guy that does the modulation is called a modem. Modem. Guess what happened there? We derived it from the words modulator, demodulator, modulator, demodulator, modem, right? So it converts digital signals to analog and vice versa. So when you send data on wires, it's actually an analog signal because it's waves and needs to be converted to digital so the computer can understand it, right? So the computer can only understand digital. So therefore, this is what we have to do. We have to take the analog input and change it to a digital output. That's demodulating. Right. Now, after you demodulate the signal and you get it digitally, then it goes inside the network. And then you need a router that will now take your digital signal and decide, where do I send that to? Do I send it to the cell phone? Do I send it to the laptop? Do I send it to a speaker? Whatever it is. And it will create something called a packet and give it an IP address. Long story short, when we do the internet in the next video, you'll understand what IP address is. And the router could create very, very large complex networks that will route traffic wherever we need it to go, which could be very technical at times. Switches, they are the linkage point for the network. So think of switches as like traffic lights. They get information and then they decide where it's going to go when. Usually for switches, you use twisted pair cables. For routers, you use twisted pair cables too. But then there are wireless routers. So you have a wireless router that will have one wired connection and then the rest is going out wirelessly. That's a lot of networking there, but the syllabus doesn't require us to go into all the things about networking. You can watch a few YouTube videos to understand that. A NIC, this is important. A network interface card. This is a hardware device that connects a computer with the network. So at the back of a computer, they'll have this place to plug in the information. Or on your phone, you may not ever realize it, but there is a little thing in the phone called an antenna, a little piece of metal on the inside, that without that, you'll never be able to receive signals from the outside, which is the concept of a network interface card. It connects the computer to the network, and it usually has some sort of digital to analog converter on it. But it's not a modem per se, but it is a modem actually, but it's a really, really small modem. Right, so the electrical signals are transmitted over the network, and these network interface cards must be able to collect the signals for us to be able to send them to the right place. If it doesn't, well then, that'll be very tragic. And every network must have something called a MAC address. This is not MAC we make up. This is a MAC address. This means this little device here holds an address so that when the router or the switch wants to send information to it, it will know to go right here before it moves on to the next location. So how they all go together is like this. ISP, Internet Service Provider. The Internet Service Provider will send the information to the modem in analog form. The modem will demodulate it and turn it into digital form. When that digital form reaches to the router will now ask itself a question, where is this supposed to go? And then it'll decide, okay, I'll send the information to the laptop in digital form, or I'll send the information to the switch in digital form, and then it will go to wherever else it needs to go. So, and then it will go in wireless form to a wireless laptop. Thanks for watching the theory video. If you learned something, give it a like, give it a share, subscribe, do whatever you have to do. And if you want practical applications of the things, feel free to check out any of my classes. You can find them on my website at makeITsimpleTT.com. I have classes for all different subjects from Csec IT, CAPE IT, CAPE Computer Science, and many different tutorial videos that you could find on this channel. So, thank you very much, and look out for the next video that is here or here, because I have all the theory videos for all the subjects.